Hello there, folks. I'm Jiminy Critic. We're going to talk about the movie called The Box. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. Doesn't really matter because it will affect you either way. The Box stars Cameron Diaz, Frank Langella, James Marsden are the main people in this movie. I won't need to give you any other incidentals of people because they won't become important as you watch. It's rated PG-13 because of its adultish content, scary images, and even scarier prognosis for you, the viewer. It's just under 120 minutes or 2 hours for the common folk. It's called The Box for this very reason. It's taken from a story written by an excellent writer named Richard Matheson. Actually, this story called The Box, this movie, was actually called Button Button in an episode of the Twilight Zone back in the 50s. Here's the story. There is a man who brings a box to a couple, a financially struggling couple. That box comes with this dictum. He says to them, "Sir, madam, if you choose to press this button in the box, you will receive tax-free," and that's stressed very importantly in the movie, $1 million. And they needed the money for educational purposes, for bills, for their future. But he says, remember this, when you press that button and know that you're going to receive the $1 million, somebody somewhere that you don't know will die. And therein lies the dilemma of what should have been a great story and a great movie. And it is interesting up to that point. What do they think about this box? Do they decide they're going to press the button, not press the button? What are the ramifications if they do press the button? Can they live with the thought on their conscience of somebody dying so that they can receive the $1 million for pressing the button on the box? Now, that would have been a great story in itself, but then we veer off into Mars, outer space, scientific extrapolations which made no sense to me whatsoever, a library full of people that follow people around that are very strange looking. The story veered off the tracks, so to speak, for me. So I, in the end, a Jiminy Critic, did not enjoy my experience with The Box. But as I always do in these critiques, I want to leave the experience to you. You, the viewer, should see The Box for yourself, and I want to leave you, as I always do, the viewer, with that choice to make for yourself. What is this? It seems as though Jiminy Critic has been presented with a box. Interesting. Stick with me. I'm going to look inside here and see what's going on. Watch it. See what happens. Oh my. You're not going to believe this. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a button inside of this box. Now my dilemma here, just as the dilemma in the original story, in the Twilight Zone episode, and in this movie, The Box, of which I've talked today, is whether or not I should press that button. Kind of get your minds with me and help me make that decision. Should I or should I not press this button that is before me right now? You know what? I've made my decision. And my decision is What is this doing in here? I never intended for this to happen. Where's my $1 million?